The Arkansas State Red Wolves dynasty is back as we continue our pursuit of a championship in Season 8. We've started the season 2-0, and now it's been nearly 2 weeks since the last episode. That's not very common in these series. I'm sure most of you know I've been working on my big Montreal Snowhawks project, and that's taken up a lot of my time. Spoiler alert for anybody who has not watched the latest episode, I will put a timestamp here for you to skip to. Last week I posted a 4-hour video, and I've posted a lot of big videos in that series. It's been a lot of work, a lot of fun. I now consider that project to be complete. I'm not even here to spoil anything major, just to say that the series is over. That's the actual spoiler alert. And my attention now on the main channel is going to be all on the Arkansas State Red Wolves until the series is done. We have a great team. I think we have a chance to win a championship if we can build the right style of play over the course of this year. I think this is a really strong version of this team. And with 28 seniors, boy, you better hope that we can make a deep run this season. I've talked about this series going at least 8 years. Would I do more? And at this point, I'm still undecided. The toughest thing is that with how many seniors are leaving, I know there is the transfer portal, so you can always fill in gaps. But I just don't know if committing to one more season would be enough, because it's kind of the start of a new era. It feels like what's best is to either end it after 8 or potentially commit to another group of seasons. I guess we can see what happens. A lot comes down to how this year ends up going. But I'm back to do the regular episodes now in this series, and we are going to follow the cadence I've wanted with some 2 and 3 game videos to try to get us back to the postseason. And we have a Heisman candidate on the team this year. This is what excites me about the rest of this regular season. How can we build the best team possible around Brian Maddox, who came in through the transfer portal from Georgia to replace Ron Best? And in the first 2 games of the season, he dazzled with over 300 yards rushing. He ran for 238 against UConn, breaking off some long touchdown runs. He's also contributed as a receiver. He's the star of the offense. The passing game has been a mess. If anything, close to 2 weeks away from the series might just be a good reset, as Gerald Ogletree has 4 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. This season has not started the way we want it to for the passing game. Christian Fine's playing really well. The dynamic sophomore has taken a huge leap. Charlie Orndorff, aka Corndog, has been a really good addition at tight end, but the other receivers haven't really gotten the chance to show what they can do. And I'm hoping that this defense now has a chance to build a style of play that leads to a lot of chaos for opposing offenses. We're trying to create sacks and turnovers, and Andre Adeyemi has been the best source of that so far, intercepting 3 passes in the first 2 games. So our goal is to keep winning, stay atop the standings, and see if Brian Maddox can be a legitimate Heisman contender for once on this channel. It almost never happens where a guy's even in the top 5. Today begins our trek through the SEC schedule. Only a handful of games have been played so far, and there are a lot of top 10 teams in this conference. Not just top 25, but we're talking 4 already in the top 10. We won't face any of those tough opponents for a little while, so today the plan is to play against Missouri, Mississippi State, and Rice, before you get hopefully an intriguing matchup with Arkansas, who have opened the year 0-2. And then the number 9 Georgia Bulldogs, who did suffer a loss. We'll see if they get back on track today. Ole Miss is our final game of the year, but no Alabama on the schedule, no Texas, a lot of teams absent. So on paper, it does look like an easier regular season. We'll get the day underway against Mizzou. You can't overlook the lower overall teams in the SEC, because they still have stars along the offensive line. They have great playmakers. Zaire Blunt, the senior quarterback, is a 90. So it should be a good test for us to get this SEC slate underway. And after facing a backup quarterback last week, we were supposed to face a good starter who got hurt in their first game. Now we face our toughest signal caller of the year so far in Zaire Blunt, the pocket passer. He's got good accuracy and a very strong arm. So I want to see if our secondary can find a way to make some plays against him, because it's tough to throw off these really good quarterbacks. And the Red Wolves start the episode defending their home field, where after this game, we need to check on our win streak, especially if we come out on top here. I know we've built a tough place for other teams to visit. It's defense first for the Red Wolves. We're back to the dynasty, everybody. Welcome in. We are underway. And this is taken from 2 yards deep, and great kick coverage will keep the Tigers at the 13-yard line. So now you've got this series that's going to be the focus of the main channel. My Twins franchise over on the second channel is my true main focus. I'm trying to do the most consistently, being my newest series. And I will be getting back to the Steelers franchise as well. Don't anticipate that'll eat up as much time as the Snowhawks did, though. 1st and 10 as we get underway. Mizzou in the pistol. And they'll start things on the ground. The tackle is made by Elijah Hopper. I think today we're going to play a little bit more aggressively. And it's a keeper now on 2nd and 10 as the run to the outside gets a first down for Zaire Blunt. Keeping it on the ground, and that is a tackle in the backfield. Elliott Head was among the first there. They have not thrown the football yet, trying to attack this run defense, and it ends up with them facing 3rd and 12. Tigers need the 35. It's a screen. And rallying, we miss one tackle and knock the football out. And the Wolves have recovered at the 24. Randall Lyles whiffs, but Tyree Figueroa, he's the one who lays the hammer. He's a fun player. We're trying to use him a lot as a blitzer this season. That ball is out before any part of his body touches the ground. Ogletree with his gloves to the line, and we open. It's Brian Maddox, of course it is, to start with a gain of 1. We're getting Maddox the ball a lot this season. He's going to flip this one back, and rolling Kenneth Agood. He hooks up with Ogletree. It's a first down catch. He's got those gloves. Let's put him to work. I just like that play, and I wanted to call it early today. This is a run, and Maddox will take us across the 10. Back to pass. It is out and complete to Orndorff, a yard shy of the mark. Where do you assume this one's going on 3rd and 1? Brian Maddox powers his way inside the 1. Just a foot out, and this is a toss. Maddox runs to the edge, and there is his first touchdown of the episode. We've got a Heisman campaign to build. Missouri will now off the fake throw for the first time down the field, and that pass is caught by Jerez Coney. I think you'll see some influence from that last Snowhawks video creep into the defense. I was kind of struggling with both at that time. That's an aggressive fill by Randall Lyles. And I think just philosophically, we're going to be very aggressive on early downs and just try to get teams into tough 2nd and 3rd downs where we can focus on getting the stops. This throw over the middle is caught. So I think we're going to be willing to give up some plays early in possessions, just a risk-reward style. And if we can come away with a sack or a pass breakup or an errant pass, then we can start to take control defensively. I think I've been playing too passively with this defense. So a play action on 1st down, testing down the middle, and nobody could catch it. Adeyemi was in the area code. 3 interceptions in 2 games for Andre Adeyemi. Here's a throw from a clean pocket with a wide open receiver, and it's now a scoring chance for the Tigers. Blitz coming, it's out, and we force the errant throw. We're going to have to get lucky from time to time, and that time we did because we were not in position at all. Getting up in the receiver's faces, a good run with a block on the safety. Tigers to the 14. Sweeping to the edge, that's another TFL, Mustafa Gadaki. Pressure coming again on second down, but that's open. Inside the 5, Tigers goal to go. It is certainly easier to blitz lower-rated quarterbacks. The good ones will often make you pay, and that is a touchdown to cap off a great drive for Missouri. Game tied up here late first as Maddox carries again, leaves the safety in the dust with a nasty juke. Very aggressive look here now from Missouri. Back to pass. Downfield, putting it out there, caught by a Good. A foot race, he'll win easily when matched up with a linebacker. Touchdown, Arkansas State. Now trying to put together a better defensive sequence, and now they allow their running back to get to the edge. We've got a lot of athleticism out there. It's tough to get to the outside. Dumped over the middle. Nice gain for the Tigers. But we have a pretty good rotation with our defensive line. And last year we brought in the freak athlete Mustafa Gadaki. We got another one in Lester Monty. So if teams want to go to the edge, they might be forced to deal with Monty a little bit more. So there's no escaping these 90 speed edge rushers. Zaire Blunt so far handling our defense well, and on the screen, lunging ahead, gain of 7. Cannot deny the sneak. It does not happen often. Aggressive doesn't always mean we're going to blitz. Like here we're playing cover 3, press, trying to take away the run. And if you want to hit a big play against us, we're opening the door for you to go downfield, where a riskier ball can lead to a takeaway, incomplete pass, and then 2nd and 10, no one wants to be there. But a good 4-yard pickup for Mizzou. They'll try the screen, and good tackle by Randall Lyles. Do we have to blitz on these 3rd and longs? Maybe not. But Figueroa is sent, and the pass is held on to. It's out. Good hands catch, and a touchdown-saving tackle is made. 2nd and 10. And the pass goes to the sticks. It is incomplete. 3rd down, Mizzou. Have to get to the 8. Pass is incomplete. Figueroa with good coverage and the midair hits. So we're having some success there in the cover 3, which I feel right at home. I spent like a good 4 years basically playing cover 3 defenses where I didn't do much else. Think back to the days with the Broncos franchise. That was a nasty cover 3 defense. We could have probably ran any scheme, though, with some of that personnel. 14-10 following the field goal, and we got it back. I think they're playing cover 3 now, yeah. 8-man box, but I mean, we got Brian Maddox. I'm not audibling, you audible. Maybe I should have. It's a rollout, and not liking it. Already 4 interceptions into Ogletree's season. I'm not trying to run up the score this early in the year. Long 3rd down. Blitz is coming, and the pass, well timed. That's a good. A guy that fast hitting the brakes is why cornerbacks hold and are so physical. Because how else are you going to cover him? 1st and 10. And they are actually up to the challenge so far against Maddox. Well, how about this time? 3 defenders meet him just a couple yards past the line of scrimmage. That's how you've got to play. Make it come down to our passing game. 3rd down. Fine in the slot. And the pass lofted outside. Fine dives, and it's off his hands. Not a bad ball from Ogletree, but this drive's over. Safety drops down, and that running back is going nowhere. 3 receivers to the right of the formation. And it's a fake. Blunt scans, has a receiver coming across. They've been very good getting into these 3rd and shorts. Not short enough for a sneak this time. So it's a give, and it's eaten up by Tyree Figueroa. 3 tackles for loss. He is just a force. A good on the return, setting us up right at the 50. Just want to see what kind of looks they give us here if we spread them out a little bit more. You can always audible from these into a different formation to try to get better looks for Maddox. That's what we'll do here, and backside edge was unblocked. 2-yard loss. We're back to throw. To the outside. Ripping it for Christian Fine. That ball was on the money. On the ticker, I just saw Alabama defeated Arkansas, so the Razorbacks are now 0-3. We are the best team in Arkansas, after all. 2nd down, and hit. Ogletree, incomplete. Back to pass. It's out. Caught on the run. Orndorff. Tumbling inside the 5. You won't see us line up under center very much. It's 1st and goal. And this is Brian Maddox. 2nd touchdown of the day. Hoping we can get some yardage later on. Now in an 11-point game, Missouri with a 2-minute drill, wildly thrown over the middle. Sending 4 on 3rd down, and we played a little too soft. Keeping it on the ground this time, it was a good decision. One of their best runs of the day. On 1st down, they're testing us again, and they have it now at the 31. Tigers trying to close the gap. Quick hitter for a 1st down. And now the clock is their biggest hurdle. Down to 27 seconds with 1 timeout left. We've got a linebacker in the A-gap, dropping out. Pass, caught to the 1st down marker. The clock will stop. And as they get to the line, now I'm going to call a timeout. Made them use as much of that as possible. And we switch it up, just trying to force a field goal try now before half. Blunt has time, and it's high and picked off. Tyree Figueroa. The 1st interception not from Andre Adeyemi this season. This is great coverage, too. I think we had the perfect call. This was cover 4 Palms. I don't think it was a terrible decision. I think I've thrown this interception before, but the tight end just kind of didn't make a play. We take it to halftime, happy with our 11-point advantage, and we're about to get the football again. Very balanced start. We've had 10 pass attempts, 10 rushes. Maddox has carried all 10 times for 14 yards and 2 touchdowns. We'll try to get that run game going a bit more as he slips initial contact, gaining 7. Play action and rolling out behind him. Nearly picked. Ogletree, 3rd down and 3. There is Maddox. Had to wait a little bit longer because the edge kind of jammed him. Let's see if we can get Orndorff here in motion. Extra blocker. And draw play. Here's Maddox now with his longest run of the day. Another run, and here he's breaking it through to the second level. 9 more. Bradley Durham checks in. This is 3rd and short. Durham, nowhere for him to go. It's 4th and 2. Here's our look. We're in the Wildcat. That's Kenneth Agood at quarterback. And he's going to bring some motion. This is going to be Brian Maddox, and he'll get the first down. There's a new wrinkle. Dumped off. What a catch. Brian Maddox saved it. Play action, and Ogletree fits it in. Caught by Miles Allen. Here's another run, and it's starting to look a little different here in the third quarter. Up to 45 yards rushing. Back to pass. Lofted end zone, and not there. Just give your receiver a chance, man. I want to start putting some of these balls out in front and let them go get it. You've got speed threats, some size threats. I don't think everything has to be this bullet pass downfield. Ogletree bailing, and on the move, slings it, touchdown, Kenneth Agood. Sometimes there I'm bailing because I know like what I actually need. If that like initial plan doesn't work, is going to take an extra second or two. I'm never going to assume I've already got it in the pocket. Not after years of playing on Heisman and all Madden. Touchdown Red Wolves, 28-10. On first down, pressure is there. Blunt escapes and throws cross body. Missouri to the 47. On the RPO, a great strike into the hands of Jerez Coney. I haven't felt like blitzing Blunt is a good strategy today, so we're having a little bit more luck. Just sticking to some cover 3s, some match coverage has been working out well for us. Missouri having to make some tough plays to get down the field at times. But I think we've got a little something for him this time. 3rd down and 6. Cranking up the pressure. Blunt finds his receiver. Tigers to the 15. Third quarter has come and gone quickly. Tyree Figueroa, that's his 4th TFL. Guys, I think something happened. What's up with the lighting? 3rd and 8. My eyes! Nearly intercepted. Right through the hands of Tyree Figueroa. I don't know if going the replay is going to help out here. At least it's only a quarter. I've not seen this glitch before. It's now 28-13. All right, Gerald Ogletree. Strong performance to this point, and he's got his man, Kenneth Agood. He's sprinting away in Missouri territory. The big day continues as he goes 75. And that's going to bring up that yards per reception average. That's a 3rd touchdown catch on the day, over 160 yards on just 4 grabs. It seems like it's getting better like every play. Pass into a tight window, held on to by Coney. The field has some spots where it's still kind of glowing, but it's at least getting better. This is a throw over the middle, knocked away. Off the fake, trying to beat the blitz. Oh, what a collision. Adeyemi broke it up. 3rd down and 10, and sailing in single coverage. The pass is broken up by Vernon Fantus. Fan 2's number 22. Did anybody ever catch that? 4th down and 10. And in the seam, I don't know how you caught it. Missouri working down the field. There's a throw to the 34. I'm pretty happy with our performance. They've had to make a lot of tough plays. Over 300 yards passing for Blunt. Kind of went through the early portion of this game sending blitzes that didn't work. It was just a lot easier to drop 7. And of course, the raw passing stats are going to be pretty good when a guy is a good quarterback with almost 50 pass attempts. So I'm not too worried about giving up 300. Just hoping by the end that the yards per attempt is under 7. I feel in a good spot there. If you can get a takeaway, keep them under 7 yards an attempt. 3rd down and short. Don't think so. Isaiah Harris turns them away. If you can handle this blitz, there might be a reward for you. Pass is caught. Trying to put this in the end zone, and that is Devon Matlock. Right in the face of Zaire Blunt. 3rd down and 9, Missouri. And Blunt's pass is grabbed. 4th and 4. One more play defense. The pass intercepted in the end zone by Edward Cheeks. Again, not many options there with the football. I'm liking some of the match coverage. I think I have to learn it a little bit better, but it's leading to a lot of really nice plays for us. I don't think Maddox should really be in the game at this point or play often here when down or up 3 possessions. But I suppose it never hurts to add on an 82-yard touchdown to your day. And now he's scored 3 times. One little missed tackle there, and there was nobody left. Plays like that are going to be a big help to the campaign. Jump ball and intercepted by Elliott Head. And that's going to be how we end this one. It's the 3 interception day for the defense. And we're not just getting one player to the ball to contest. There's always someone there for the tip drill. So this feels like an excellent game as just a blueprint, a comeback to the series. And just trying to demonstrate the type of football we need to play if we're going to make the big run this season. Great second half for the Red Wolves today. What's going on here with the beard of Gerald Ogletree? Disappearing and coming back. Kenneth Agood is your player of the game with the Randy Moss-like stat line and speed. At least we got Brian Maddox that big run late. Because, man, his yardage was going to be pretty low today. A lot of yardage given up overall, but they only had 5.6 yards per play, 6.8 yards per pass. Very successful game. Gerald Ogletree had his best. Only missing like 1 throw maybe. He had 3 touchdown passes. Maddox, 127 yards, 3 touchdowns, 97 yards after contact. We had Agood go for 172. And defensively, 3 different players collect interceptions. Tyree Figueroa, 4 tackles for loss. Just 1 sack. But that was, I felt, a very disruptive day, as we gave up 388 yards on 57 pass attempts to Zaire Blunt. And at times, we struggled to contain Jerez Coney and the tight end Zaire Fantus. But he is one of the best tight ends in the SEC. Gerald Ogletree has now set the SEC career passing touchdown record. And your favorite quarterback continues to cement his legacy. So the national record is held by Case Keenum with 155. The SEC record is now 122. I mean, I wouldn't say it's likely, but it is possible. Tyree Figueroa is your player of the week. I want to put him in the position to continuously take home this award. How Kenneth Agood didn't win it on the offensive end? I don't know. Looks like Ole Miss took a loss in their first SEC game, so they've dropped down to number 20. And you've got Georgia now 1-0, Texas 2-0, and Alabama 2-0 as well at number 2 in the country. In the Heisman watch, Brian Maddox has just vaulted to the top of the list. You've got 3 quarterbacks and 1 receiver. There's a quarterback-receiver combination here in the top 5. These long runs are huge for Maddox because we're not always going to be able to get him a bunch of carries. And if we're up big in the fourth quarter, I don't want to give him very many. That last one just kind of happened. But now we're going to move on and face Mississippi State. We're at home again, where we've been really strong. How strong? We've won 16 straight games at home. But our stadium atmosphere is still graded pretty low. We pack the house, though. Mississippi State is next on the schedule. Nobody on their roster is in the 90s. Looks like the top is pretty offense heavy. Some receivers, a quarterback in Kenyon Capps. I know we've faced him before. I recognize the name. Rashada Biamiri. I also recognize his name. Trying to make it 17 consecutive wins in our own building. The Red Wolves play their 4th game of the season. Offense first this time as we get underway, and Kenneth Agood starts us off with a return to the 25. Got to stack some good games now for Gerald Ogletree. Those first 2 were pretty rough. And we start with Brian Maddox. Should not be much of a surprise, and he gets 12. Just getting started. And it's a throw, held on to by Charlie Orndorff. Running left again, a lot of room here. Heading outside, Maddox cutting around the receiver and then hitting the Jets. Another big touchdown. He's just so quick. Brian Maddox scores again. And here is the defense defending the run with Tyree Figueroa coming up with that first tackle. Kenyon Capps is the star, the lone star of this offense. On 2nd and 9, he lets it develop and finds the underneath receiver for a big pickup. Play action, Capps fell as he threw it. A little too much on the ball. 3rd down and short. They stick with the run and get the first down. Geo Camp is the main running back, we'll see. This is one of those really wide offenses I've got to figure out how to defend. Missing a tackle ain't going to help. It's a foot race to the 10, and the Bulldogs are within striking distance. Back to pass. That's a catch inside the 5. Option, pitched outside, and the Red Wolves rally at the 4. Capps spins around, finds his running back, and he steps out of bounds. Bad sequence to end the possession. And now they'll try a kick from that far hash, and these are tough on the road, we know, in this game. And that kick is no good. Arkansas State football. And the pass is dumped off to Brian Maddox. 3rd down for Ogletree, finding Christian Fine in between the linebackers. Teams like to stack the box and try to slow down Maddox, so now trying to beat them downfield. Christian Fine off to the races. The big plays keep hitting, and that seems like it's our play style this year. A 67-yard touchdown. Perfect ball on the move from Ogletree. And I think that deep corner route is something I want to force teams to show they can defend. It is now 14-0. Mississippi State moved the ball on that last drive. They've got to find a way to come up with points now. That pass is picked. Vernon Fantus. And that's another unique defender to come away with an interception. Our play there got messed up. And I couldn't get the play art to look good, so I just switched it to man coverage. And we get the interception with Fantus playing just a little bit behind the receiver. And that throw was never there, let alone if you threw it behind him. Sean Coates in motion. And Maddox will get the carry. Coates at least gets in some extra cardio. He has not had a huge impact yet in this episode. Following a 6-yard gain, that time an easy TFL. Maddox motions all the way out. 3rd down and 8. Getting it out, coming across, there's Coates. He's involved and brought down at the 5. 4 receivers now as Alani Marvin checks into the game. It is incomplete for Christian Fine. 3rd and goal for Arkansas State, and it's a jump ball. Come on, that was terrible. Iosefa Asiasi was put into the game specifically for a jump ball shot there. And we'll never know if he could have come down with it. 17-0 Arkansas State. Good throw, but better coverage on the outside from Arkansas State. This is just a dominant start to the episode. Trey Bradford that time on the coverage. 3rd down and 7. It's a 4-man rush. No one's open. And that is incomplete. A very lopsided start in Jonesboro. Arkansas State takes over again. And Maddox to the outside. And they did not defend the edge. They had the numbers out there. They could have made a nice play there. 1st and 10. And rolling away now, Ogletree becomes the runner and gains 6. Maddox the call, 1st down and more, has the 20, runs away, touchdown, 34-yard score. Multiple touchdowns now, I believe, in every game. $24-0. And they're having trouble just converting basic passes. 5 for 10 through the air. There's some of that wide spread out offense they like to run. 2nd down and 10. That might be your best way to create some underneath openings. Keeping it now. Capps gets a block on the safety and now outruns him to the outside. All the way up the numbers. And Capps is taken down at the 1. What a great run. All right, what are we defending here? I thought we were getting goal line again. Figueroa TFL. Defending this on the goal line is even more awkward. So we're going to this 5-2. And I'm expecting a pass. Capps. He throws late in behind his receiver near his legs. 4th and goal, Mississippi State. They will run and get the touchdown. I was about to say, I think their best way to score here is run. We'll see if they are willing to do it. And they were. Up 17. Back to work. And Ogletree's got the wide open man, Charlie Orndoff. The yards per attempt is way up today. We're ripping off a lot of big plays. And clearly there's a big speed advantage with the likes of Kenneth Agood and Brian Maddox. Some of these weaker SEC teams just don't have the overall team speed. A couple players being dominant athletes won't be nearly enough. Okay, for some reason I thought he could lob that one a lot further left. I was aware of that linebacker. We got lucky. 2nd down and 13. Oh boy, Maddox is all by himself, and it's overthrown. We had a chance at a big catch. Here's an opportunity to get a stop, and it is Christian Fine on the adjustment. I don't often hit that route against that coverage like that, so I think I'm seeing things a little bit better. Honestly, I thought that last session I played with the Snowhawks just felt so good throwing the football. I think it was just a good all-around reset after things had not been all that impressive. 2nd down. Up top goes Ogletree. He's got him there for the touchdown. Kenneth Agood, deep ball. I think that yards per reception is safely, significantly higher than we've ever seen it. Great episode for Kenneth Agood and this offense. Mississippi State ball again, facing a 3rd and 6. Back foot caught. Nice conversion. Running to the right. And a good pickup for Geo Camp. Sending 5 at Caps. Handling the pressure mostly well. Forced to throw it away. Still not many sacks in the episode. We're sending 4. Caps to the middle. A tough grab at the 45. On the sweep, we're there with Lyles, who I feel has done a pretty good job of meeting defenders behind the line. The tackle's kind of a coin flip with him. But the effort's there. On 2nd down, high pass caught. Mississippi State to the 31. Off play action and an awkward throw. Definitely had some disruption there, but the pass was perfect. Draw play. Great call from the 9. It gets them halfway there. Shovel pass and touchdown, Bulldogs. They've demonstrated they can move the ball on this defense. They just haven't gotten the stops to make this game closer. 31-14 as the line plows a lane open for Brian Maddox, sitting at 136 yards. Back to pass, lobbing it out. I can't believe he recovered. Off that first cut, I thought there was no way he was getting in position again. Ogletree, 3rd down, and it's dropped off. Brian Maddox now. 1st down. I think this episode has better fit the idea I had for the offense this year, where you'd focus a lot on Maddox, and the passing game would lean more in the aggressive direction, forcing teams to show they can defend some of the downfield stuff. I think all 3 of our main receivers have shown they can stretch the field and make plays. We're going to get this dumped off to Miles Allen. A big catch and run for the tight end, too, is always fun. On the carry, Maddox patiently into the 2nd level, gains 8. That was a very difficult catch, and Maddox ain't done. That wasn't enough to just make the grab. Christian Fine is the motion man now. In space. Cannot get past that first defender. And it's checked down and then nearly intercepted. The defender never expected it. With Ogletree, you got to be aware the ball could go just about anywhere. 3rd down and 9. And Ogletree's going to take off. What a job by the line there. I never make that play. I got through all my progressions on that one and still had time to take off. We have all our timeouts left, so I'm not afraid of an inside zone here from Maddox. Back to pass. Ogletree takes off, dives ahead. That's a touchdown. The gloves help him secure the football better. And Arkansas State rolls through the first half against the Bulldog defense. 38-14. Mississippi State to start the second half hits their biggest pass of the day. Back to the line, evading pressure. Capps hits his man at the 10, and it's goal to go. Inside give, met and denied. That's Tyree Figueroa. He has 4 more TFLs in this game. It's another run, and we got Harris there on the tackle. These last yards have proved to be really tough against our defense today. Capps needs a gain of 3, throws outside, and we were not ready for that. Touchdown, Bulldogs. They're going for 2 now. Close and incomplete. 38-20. Arkansas State running with Maddox, and the safety is able to keep him from getting passed for another long run. 171. Mississippi State now trying to pick up a stop. They show pressure, drop out. Man, the protection is phenomenal. A Good ends up making the catch. And he was an afterthought on that play. There are no stars on this defense for the Bulldogs, so you should expect all areas of this team to look strong. I'm just not used to the pockets that we're getting. Near midfield on second down, and now they got some pressure. So much for that 4+ seconds we've been getting. 3rd down and 17. This one's going to be a little tricky, especially with more pressure arriving. Big stop. Mississippi State trying to make things interesting in the second half. 3-score game, quick hitting pass. Figueroa makes the tackle. Looks like one of the surest tacklers on this defense. The play's over once he's a part of it. 3rd down and 6. Capps spreads the field, faces pressure, tries to find someone downfield. It's ruled incomplete. That was Max Dorsey on the play. Maddox starting off this drive and makes his way to the first down mark. Coates the motion man. And downfield lofted. Christian Fine on the catch. Another one for Maddox, slipping that first tackle, and then the turf monster gets him. Off play action. Maddox again able to stay in bounds, escape that first defender. It's so much fun to play with a running back this good. Back to pass. Coming across, a Good. He's racking up the yards. 12 more. Maddox does need a rest as Bradley Durham enters and immediately loses 4. Back to pass. Low that time. Couldn't give Coates a chance. And it's Ogletree with a flag down. A little behind Fine. That was good coverage. And it looks like a field goal try is coming up. And that kick is off the upright. All right, that kind of surprised me. Jamie Finger misses. We've been kicking so many extra points, not as many field goals here today. Nice running, Camp. Very shifty through the hole. First down. I knew that wasn't my best kick in terms of like accuracy, but I thought we were still going to hit it. Pass caught, third quarter winding down, and Mississippi State looks to get in position for more points. A final play maybe here in the third quarter as Caps hands. And they'll have it right at the 46-yard line. And we've got to make sure we don't give them much of an opening. Play fake, downfield, look! Fantuz has been in good position throughout the game. Bulldogs on 3rd and 7. Look for a screen. And maybe just getting a little closer. Stop shy of the mark by Figueroa. Field goal here is kind of surprising, but it's always tempting to cut it from a 3-score game to a 2. Long kick, though. I mean, 56 yards. And it's on its way. It looks pretty good, and it is through. That was a great kick. 38-23. Got to close the game out. And the throw is there for Sean Coates. A good catch moves the sticks. Maddox already 21 carries on the day. Makes it 22, closing in on 200 yards. Back to pass, and Maddox makes the grab. He's up the sideline. We've seen so many big runs, and now a big catch puts us at the 10. 328 yards on 26 attempts. We have not seen this kind of yard per attempt in this series. Durham checks in, breaks a tackle, and brings us ahead to the 3. Maddox catches his breath. One play off the field. Back in to finish. No, he did not get in the end zone, apparently. Running again with Maddox, and just enough this time. Miles Allen got in there, threw a block on the linebacker, and now that's 3 touchdown runs for Brian Maddox. It is 45-23. There's a sack. Max Dorsey's been getting close and now gets one. It's only our 2nd sack of the episode. And on 3rd and 17, downfield, and intercepted! Intercepted by Trey Bradford. Breaks it outside, knocked out at the 11. Again, there's someone there to deflect the football, someone else to secure it. The tip drill defense has arrived at Jonesboro. Let's run that one back. We want teams to think, you know what, this one-on-one is the best we got on this play. And that's not often wrong. But Andre Adeyemi, he makes sure that one's popped up in the air. And we're going to create a lot of plays if we can continue to put teams in this situation. 1st and 10, it is a fake. And Ogletree a little behind his target there. I thought we could have had Coates on a throw out in front. From the 10, 3rd down. Looking for another score. Christian Fine hauls it in. And that is touchdown pass number 4 for Gerald Ogletree. Is he really coming for Case Keenum's record? Horndorf got hurt there on the extra point. We'll have to just see if that's anything to worry about. It's bruised ribs. He should be good to go, and there's not much need to play him the rest of this game. It's a sweep. TFL, courtesy of Paul Keener. Backups entering for Arkansas State. It's 52-23. Love the way we're playing today. Now the backup's trying to get in on the fun, and there is another hit on the quarterback. Might have to adjust his number. 71 isn't great on an edge rusher here. That's Keegan Harulahu, one of our transfer portal additions. Downfield. Oh my! That looked like a gift-wrapped interception. It's a carry. Geo Camp. Tough running. 1st down. Play fake. And sliding in the pocket, finding a receiver. Here's a 4th and 2. Backups trying to make a play and defend the run. That's Elliott Head making the tackle. On the carry, Bradley Durham. As we look to wrap this up, Matt Priester and the second team have entered the game. We're going to let Priester throw a pass or two. That's Alani Marvin hauling it in. We'll give Durham a carry, trying to end it, and that should be a wrap here as Arkansas State moves to 4-0. Red Wolves drop 52 this week and crush Mississippi State. I think we've found a great style of play early with these last 2 games, improving off of the first 2, and there's still a lot of time to refine it even more. Almost 600 yards of offense today. We had 6.4 yards per rush. Another dominant day for Brian Maddox. Ogletree with 3 more touchdowns has 338 yards. Maddox, 26 carries, 196, and 3 touchdowns. He also caught 5 passes for 72. Christian Fine has the big week receiving after Agood stole the show last time. Is Sean Coates next? Figueroa, 4 more TFLs, double-digit tackles, and 2 more interceptions, as we've now had like 6 different players pick off a pass. Mississippi State, meanwhile, 279 yards. I thought our defense was even better this week, kept them from being all that efficient, and we stopped the run, I think, better than we did early in that last game. Vernon Fantuz is player of the week. He did have the interception, 2 deflections, and his coverage was, I think, the best. They could not throw on him. That is much deserved. And Brian Maddox, offensive player of the week. He is still atop the Heisman standings. He has 685 yards and 10 rushing touchdowns. I'm sure nationally that is number 1. It is, but not by all that much. Percy Callow is at 648. You've got Willie Graves at 636. And Matt Muma has 13 rushing touchdowns for Mid-Tennessee State, and that's also in 4 games. Next up for Arkansas State is a matchup with Rice, a team that has followed us from the American Conference. They had been recruiting well, and we wanted an even number of teams in this conference, so they made the jump with us. They're a 75 overall, with Deontay Childers, an 88 overall quarterback with a ton of blazing speed, 99 ball carrier vision. You already know you've got to contain him to the pocket. Nate Vaitai is out, it looks like, with an injury, their top linebacker and defensive starter. Again, I think defensively they're going to have their hands full, just like we saw with Mississippi State. Can they get stops? We'll see. But with a quarterback as talented as Childers, maybe they'll have a chance to move the football. And for the first time this episode, we go on the road. And this is the first of 3 consecutive road games we'll play in the SEC. They have packed this place as well, as Arkansas State will receive the opening kickoff. Kenneth Agood gets us underway. Nearly breaks the return. Ooh, I've never seen that graphic before. Brian Maddox chasing the Heisman. This has been a really good episode for his season. All right, so we have an injury to Charlie Orndorff. He has increased risk of injury, and I think to start the game, I like the idea of not playing him. He may be out this week. We make our way to the line and get the ball in the hands of Brian Maddox on the opening play. It's a gain of 8. 2 tight ends on the field, and it's another give for Brian Maddox for the first down. We won't shy away from some of these 2 tight end looks just because Orndorff may not play. We've got Miles Allen and Kiki McCracken in the game. And it's first down. First throw, caught. Welcome to the action, Kiki McCracken. First down. A run to the right. Maddox breaks outside. So fun to slow play these runs and then just hit the gas and try to make them take a bad angle, because they're not ready for that boost of speed. At the Rice 36-yard line. Single high, and we'll look to throw over the middle. Sean Coates with the grab. I feel like the pass game has had the right amount of aggressiveness here today. It'll be easier to evaluate when we're facing one of our toughest opponents, and if I can find that right balance. But just trying to get into the rhythm of the right type of play calling to carry that into later games, I think this is like the exact episode we needed to have today. Maddox on the carry, cutting up field and gaining 5. Third down and 1. Hard to not give it to Brian Maddox here. And he gets the first down and makes it goal to go. Durham in the game. A play action to the end zone. A bad throw from Ogletree. Agood was alone. Second down and goal. Lofted and caught. That's Miles Allen on the touchdown catch. Getting the start today at tight end, and he starts the scoring as well. Will anybody new have an interception brought in today? You've already seen it happen from the outside corners. The safety Andre Adeyemi, Tyree Figueroa. I think Isaiah Harris would be new. Edward Cheeks. Kyrie Cano and Randall Lyles are candidates. Here's a keeper, and I got to make that change immediately. Childers speeds to the edge. And we do not want this option game taking over. Again, the quarterback is the only star in the offense. Here's a run up the middle, a 4-yard pickup. Off play action and dishing outside. Lyles is glued to the receiver. Rice needs 5, and we send 5. That throw is too high and off the mark. Arkansas State ball, and this time the drive begins with a pass, but not enough time to hit the deep comeback. 7 in the box. They're sending pressure, rolling away, finding Christian Fine, a first down. The progress he's made between this year and last is incredible. Iosefa Asiasi had kind of become that number 4 receiver after a while, and now Fine has completely taken that third receiver spot, and you could argue he's been a top 2 receiver on this team. Maddox starting 6 carries, 43 yards, making that first half earlier in the episode, our first game of the day, even more head-scratching. Over the middle for Coates. First down. Faking to Maddox. And sailing downfield. Way down there, and it's picked off. Double covered on Kenneth Agood. That one didn't need to happen. They tend to do a pretty good job defending our play action and not giving up the open look downfield. It's weird because Ogletree has a really good play action rating. Good ball and reception there for Rice. But it doesn't seem that we can draw in those linebackers or create those openings downfield like Georgia did against us last year. Spinning ahead and speeding through. He hit the Jets there, and Rice has it at the 27. That's Deacon Davis. Rice moving and trying to capitalize on my worst throw decision of the day. First down, a rush to the outside, and that is a TFL. Figueroa has 4 in each of the first 2 games today. Can he do that again? Inside give, straight ahead to the 25-yard line. Rice on 3rd and 7, and a low throw where they had a chance. The field goal team is on. And Rice from 42 yards out connects on their first points. 7-3 Arkansas State. As Maddox falls ahead through 2 tacklers. Trying a play that's gotten me in trouble before. You really got to watch that edge. Man, it's such a good screen in terms of just getting a guy in space. It just takes so long. 3rd down and 19. Ogletree steps up and will eat it. That's going to be a 3-and-out. Owls football in a 4-point game. We blitz on 1st down, and there is an opening. A catch and run into Red Wolves territory. Fake from Childers. And that's a TFL. It's going to go to Isaiah Harris. Guy on down around the line. He's the extra defender we send, and that is a TFL for Tyree Figueroa. 3rd down and 12. Rice trying to stretch the field. It's lofted up and intercepted. Picked off by Andre Adeyemi. He leads the defense with 4 interceptions this season. Ogletree right back to work now. A strike pulled in by Miles Allen. I think he's one of my favorite tight end 2s here in a dynasty in a while. Making a move outside. Didn't really work, but Maddox picks up the first. 2nd down and 5. And we isolate Christian Fine on a linebacker. He makes the grab. We run it all the time with Maddox. Now we set up a screen and get him into the open field where he can make a lot happen. It's a gain of 10. Busy start. We'll make sure to rotate in Bradley Durham every now and again. And hurdling up over. That is a gain of 8. You got to be aware of when it's time to lateral and when it's time to break out the hurdle. I didn't want to trip over him is all. And I thought there was a decent likelihood of that happening. Don't want our players falling over. That's just unsafe. 2nd down and 2. Christian Fine is the motion man. And he's got it on the outside. Wrapped up with 1st down yardage. Trying to send some pressure, and we're rolling out of there. Finding a good coming across. And instead of taking on 4 defenders, he'll head to the sideline. Miles Allen in motion. It's a run, and Ogletree is spun down. Back to throw. A strike to Coates. He's in. Reaching across for the touchdown. I feel today we found a way to keep all the key players involved. Maybe not always in the same game. There's only one ball, and it can't always happen. 14-3, a 2-score lead for Arkansas State. And a 5-man rush. Sent. Good coverage on the outside. Facing a 3rd and 5. The throw is low again. There was a window there, but a couple misses from Childers have really hurt. Rice really giving us an aggressive look to start this drive. We answer by changing the play, and because they were bluffing, we check it down to Brian Maddox. Allen motioning out. Another screen, or not a screen, but a swing pass to Maddox, and 6 more yards. We'll line up a Good in the backfield now. Haven't gone to much of that today. There hasn't been a huge need to. I think that's something we'll use more in games where we just need to throw more stuff at the opposition. Basically, if we face Georgia again, we need like 27 ideas to move the football, and that's going to be like number 23. 2-minute warning approaching as we'll hit a Good coming across the middle now at his traditional position. A draw play. Maddox gets a block out in front and gets leveled down at the 32. A good hit from Rice. They haven't let him break off the big runs that we've been seeing a lot of. Play action. And thrown away near Maddox. That's one of those where you're throwing away and just hoping it's in the right spot for no intentional grounding. The AI behind it has gotten a lot better. 3rd down and inches. Maddox will carry. Getting through, and there he goes. They won't catch Brian Maddox on the 32-yard score. Every game he's got one of these long highlight runs. I think he's scored far more touchdowns outside the red zone than in. 21-3. Off play action, Rice intercepted. It's Edward Cheeks. Another unique defender intercepts a pass. Not a good start for Childers whatsoever. Out goes Maddox. Heading to the air. Man, I had a good. Wasn't looking over there in time. Facing 3rd down and 8. It's caught by Maddox. Of course it is. And he gets the 1st down. We have all 3 timeouts remaining. And with a Goods catch, we'll spend one here. 16 seconds left. Ogletree on the bubble screen. It's Kiki McCracken with the touchdown. Make the most of your chances. And it's 27-3. Gerald Ogletree with another 3-touchdown passing day so far. And a dangerous lead has been obtained. Alabama defeated Oklahoma, by the way. The number 2 team should stay at least number 2. Oklahoma still looks like they're having a strong year. We just got a lucky draw, I suppose, in terms of our schedule. Where right now, only 2 of our upcoming opponents appear to be ranked. Brian Maddox has another 100-yard day, as long as we don't lose a couple more yards. But he's ran for over 100 in every game this season. And that nearly wasn't the case in our first game today. I feel like that was one of the most important touchdowns of the year when you think about his Heisman candidacy. An extra 82 yards and a touchdown is pretty significant. We'll see if our defense can continue. It's been a really good episode, a major step in the right direction. Next episode, they'll have to do it against tougher competition, beginning with Arkansas. A catch is made in the middle of the field as the Owls get back to work. Sweeping to the outside. It's blocked well. They get to the edge and turn it up across midfield. Najee Ivory. Screen into Arkansas State territory. Ivory has 4. 3rd and 6. They'll dish it to Ivory again, and he comes up short. 4th and 3 is going to lead to a punt. You got to be a little bit more aggressive down 25. Starting this drive, it is flipped to Maddox. Another unique way to get him the football as he breaks out a truck stick. Single high from Rice. And this one's getting launched. Downfield for Coates, and it is incomplete. Keeping Ogletree hit on the play. Thought they might key on Ogletree there. I'm just trying out so many different ways to get Maddox the ball. They wouldn't let me do it that time. So now 3rd down and 8. To the outside, and Allen gets wrapped up short, and we'll kick it. On the carry, Ivory's hit by Figueroa. I don't think that was a TFL. 3rd down and 11. Trips to the right. Childers scans, facing a 4-man rush, and gets 10 when he needed 11. A good setup for a run back, and now looks to cross the field. Actually got run down at the 41. A good motions across, and off play action, deep, and what a grab! grab. Coates just saved a bad decision. Great catch, Sean Coates. Back to the red zone now with Maddox carry. 3rd and goal. And throwing short of the end zone. Coates stopped at the 1. We're set up here for like the shortest possible field goal that's actually somewhat difficult. I think it's good to have one of these actually matter. Okay, that was nailed. You can't put much power on it or you're going to mess it up. Trust me. TFL, I know Figueroa's in on that tackle. I can't wait to see him in some of these big games. One of my favorite new additions to the team this year. Well, player in a new role. He's been here for a little while. 3rd down and 2 coming up for Rice. They have not been able to move the sticks very efficiently. Sticking with Ivory. A 1st down pickup. 3rd and 3. Ivory, their best playmaker today. Will take us to the 4th quarter. Rice has a 1st down. Good throw. Just shy of the 30-yard line. Here's a run up the middle, and Ivory breaks it to the 13. On the carry, trying to get to the edge, and this time it all comes together for an Owl touchdown. Coming off their first touchdown drive, Rice trying to get off the field now on a 3rd and 13. Only a 3-man rush. There's a lot of time. Someone's got to try to get downfield. It's just launched in the general area of Brian Maddox, incomplete. Off the fake, a strike delivered. One of the best throws all day. I didn't realize their backup quarterback was now in. And that is another good throw to the outside. Whoa, who is this guy? I haven't put in my second team yet. I was waiting for like one more good score or something. But dude, these backups can work down the field. Ivory, we've seen him. I'm intrigued with this quarterback after seeing 2 throws. That's a reverse. And that one isn't going to get the job done. 3rd down and 20, and hit on the play. That one's incomplete, and it brings up a 4th down and 20. Long way to go for York. He's given the offense some juice, and now looks to the end zone, where it winds up incomplete. Matt Priester back in the game. Barry LaFell in at running back. Oh, what a move. Barry LaFell, who switched positions in the offseason, just put together a 30-yard run. Throwing, Priester hits Iosefa Asiasi. Priester blitzed. Never got that pressure picked up. 3-0 in the sack department. 3rd down, and now more pressure coming. Priester has Alani Marvin. That'll set up a field goal try. Ooh, that accuracy was bad too. Man, I gotta clean that up. 21-point game, just a couple minutes to go as York looks to finish it out. And he has consistently put the ball in the right spot. 4-man rush. And extending. York heaves it up. He wants Ivory. It's swatted down. Really good job down there. I got to make sure I know who that was. That was clean. All right. Edward Cheeks was there in coverage. A normal starter. We don't always get full backups on the field. Good technique. Arkansas losing big to Texas down below as Rice just hit one of their most impressive passes. Long 4th down conversion for York, who looks to take it a step further and gets dropped by Alfred Heaney. Almost got there with the pressure, and York throws another strike. All right, is this game different if he plays the whole time? Because I am so impressed. York under pressure, and that's our second sack. Harulahu gets there. York into coverage. Intercepted. That's going to do it. That's also a unique interceptor. Devon Boudreau. That's it for this one. Arkansas State opens the season 5-0. 3-0 in the SEC. And now we prepare for a matchup against Arkansas, which I think they're winless. And then we've got Georgia coming up. So the schedule definitely ramps up next episode. I think even the Arkansas game, at least from a talent standpoint, they should be okay, right? Maybe not. Maybe there's only room for one good team in the state of Arkansas, although they were pretty competitive last season. 31-10 is the final. Arkansas State cruises pretty easily in this episode. Keenan York, 8 for 15 coming in relief. And Najee Ivory, 8 carries, 60 yards. He made some plays for them. I think he was their best player. But Arkansas State, again, is led by a high-octane offense, hitting big plays. 3 more scores for Ogletree. $129 for Brian Maddox this time. Kind of a light day. Didn't get multiple touchdowns. Didn't go for 200 yards. Sean Coates was the leading wide receiver this time, scoring a touchdown as well. Miles Allen filled in really well at tight end, and that should allow us to get back Charlie Orndorff healthy for our next game. 2 sacks recorded late, and 3 more interceptions. Arkansas is indeed winless as we travel to Fayetteville for our next game. We've actually gone down the standings. I can't control who we play, but now we're under Oregon, Alabama, and Clemson. Georgia, 4-1. Their only loss was to Clemson. Here's the Heisman watch after 5 games. Brian Maddox is number 1, followed by Soma Coward of Oregon, their quarterback. Elton Banks is next, Santiago Ivy of New Mexico State, and then Travis Kamara. We have another running back joining the watch. Kamara from Tennessee has rocketed up the leaderboards, it seems. He has 627 yards, 10 touchdowns. Meanwhile, Maddox is at 814 and 11 scores in 5 games. He's averaging 162 yards a week. He is the nation's leading rusher, and at 7.8 yards a carry, it looks like he's the most efficient running back, arguably. I suppose Enrique LaRue has 8.5, but I think when all is said and done, when everybody racks up some more carries, it's going to be hard to catch Maddox at the rate he's ripping off big runs. 8 of 20 plus. There are some that have more. Keep in mind, we haven't played an FCS opponent or anybody outside of the smallest school we've played as Rice. This was a good episode. You expected us to win all the games today, but we did it looking good, playing the style of football that I aim to play this season. And Ogletree was far better in these 3 games than he was in the 2 that opened the season. So 9 touchdowns, 1 interception today. I think we'll take that. We've only taken 7 sacks in 5 games. The offensive line is playing so well. We'll see if that continues. They're incredible, but it's about to get more challenging. Kenneth Agood is our leading receiver, averaging nearly 20 yards a reception. And you can see with Fine at 13, Coates at 14.3. The big plays are hitting like they really never have in this series. In the sack department, Max Dorsey, 3.5. You wonder where Jeffrey Brazil is in this start. We have not called his name much. Tyree Figueroa has been kind of the star of that side of the ball, along with Andre Adeyemi, collecting 4 interceptions. The safety tandem has been strong. I think the best we've ever had. And today was just a really good blueprint episode. 3 games where we build up a style of play that I think we need to go all the way. but duplicating that against good teams now will be the challenge. Not sure we can really call Arkansas a good team with their 0-5 record. Georgia will follow. Then we've got A&M, Vanderbilt, ULM. Couple games here that will probably be on the easier end again. Ole Miss at 3-1. They're back climbing up the standings after their first conference defeat. So there you go. We're back with the Arkansas State Dynasty. Should expect episodes to hit more frequently as we continue our 8th year and try to chase a championship. I'm looking forward to all your feedback from this episode, and I'm excited to continue our journey. Leave your thoughts down below in the comments. Please leave a like, and I'll catch you all in the next episode of our Red Wolves Dynasty.